Welcome back to Rooted Real, where we dig into life's big questions. James, let's kick off with a real one. When did money stop being just a wallet issue for you and become a spiritual one?
John, honestly, it was when I noticed I'd only give God what was left after bills, coffee, and late-night Amazon splurges. It hit me priorities were upside down. Money became a mirror, reflecting what I valued most.
That's so relatable. I think for a lot of people, money stays in the practical category, but Luke 16:11 reframes it. If we can't be trusted with earthly stuff, how will God trust us with spiritual riches?
Exactly! It's wild God uses money as a training ground for bigger things. If we treat it like Monopoly cash, we might miss out on much deeper responsibilities He wants to give us.
Let's talk myths, James. People love to say, if I had more, I'd be more generous. But is that really true?
Not at all! If you're stingy with 10, you'll be stingy with 10. 0. Generosity is a muscle. You build it with what you have. Studies show lottery winners often go bankrupt fast because habits don't change with bank balances.
That's like expecting to run a marathon without ever jogging. It's about discipline, not digits. Have you seen people wait for a financial miracle to start giving?
All the time! But God calls us to faithfulness now, not later. In fact, small acts like tithing off your first paycheck often lead to bigger opportunities to bless others.
So if it's not about the amount, what does biblical stewardship actually look like?
Stewardship is like being a manager at a store. You don't own the products, but you're responsible for them. Psalm 24. 1 reminds us, the earth is the Lord's, and everything in it. We just get to manage a piece of it.
That's a total mindset shift. I've seen people treat their paycheck like it's their private stash, when really, it's on loan. How does that change day-to-day decisions?
It means you ask, God, what do you want me to do with this? Whether it's a bonus or a bill, it's all part of the assignment. Suddenly, there's purpose behind every dollar.
Let's get practical. The Bible says, tithe first. Why do you think God asks for the first 10%, not the leftovers?
It's about trust. Malachi 3:10 literally tells us to test God in this. Giving the first slice of the pie says, God, I'm trusting you to make the rest enough. It's like putting your seatbelt on before you hit the gas.
I love that. It's counterintuitive but freeing. Have you ever seen someone's life change after making tithing a non-negotiable?
Absolutely. I've seen people go from paycheck panic to peace, not because their income doubled, but because their faith did. God honors obedience, sometimes in ways you can't measure in dollars.
So, after tithing, let's talk budgets. Why do so many people avoid setting one, even though it's basic stewardship?
Budgeting gets a bad rap because it sounds restrictive, but it's actually empowering. Think of it like Google Maps for your finances. You decide the destination, and the budget tells you the route. Without it, you're just wandering.
That's a great analogy. I've noticed too that stress drops when you know exactly where your money's going. Have you found any tools or tricks that make budgeting less intimidating?
Apps like Mint or EveryDollar can help, but even a simple spreadsheet works. The key is consistency. Review it each month. Don't let your money ghost you.
Now, let's hit the balance between saving and giving. Proverbs 21:20 says the wise store up, but how do we avoid becoming hoarders?
It's all about intention. Saving is good stewardship, like Joseph storing grain for famine. But if saving becomes your security blanket, it can edge God out. A healthy habit is to set both a savings goal and a giving goal each month.
That's practical. Some people struggle with guilt when they save like they're not being generous enough. How do you navigate that?
Remember, Jesus praised both the wise builder and the generous widow. Both had a plan. Saving lets you say yes when God prompts you to give big.
Let's widen the lens. Generosity isn't just about writing checks. How else can people steward their resources?
Absolutely. Time is often more valuable than cash. Volunteering, mentoring, even just listening to someone in crisis, that's kingdom generosity. Studies show acts of service increase happiness more than spending money on yourself.
That's powerful. Even the busiest person can offer a kind word or a helping hand. Have you seen churches or communities thrive on this type of generosity?
Definitely. Some of the healthiest church cultures are built on people showing up for each other, fixing cars, babysitting, or simply praying together.
We can't skip the warning label. Money is a great servant, but a terrible master. What are signs it's becoming an idol?
If you're losing sleep over your bank balance or obsessing over the next big purchase, that's a red flag. Even generosity can get twisted if it's done for recognition. Jesus warned about serving two masters for a reason.
So true. If sneaky money promises security, status, or even happiness, but delivers anxiety when it becomes ultimate. How do we recalibrate when we notice those warning signs?
Pause and pray. Ask God to search your heart. Sometimes, fasting from spending or social media helps reset your priorities.
Let's be real. Financial anxiety is at an all-time high. How can faith help people manage money worries?
Faith acts like a pressure relief valve. Philippians 4:6 says, "Don't be anxious about anything. When you hand over your worries in prayer, it's like putting your financial burdens in God's inbox."
That's reassuring. But what about when the bills keep piling up? It's hard to trust when the math doesn't add up.
It's tough, but faith isn't a magic ATM. It's trusting that God provides sometimes through creative solutions, community support, or even learning to live with less.
Last but not least, let's talk legacy. What does it mean to leave a kingdom legacy with your finances?
Legacy is about impact that lasts beyond your lifetime. Whether through teaching your kids stewardship, supporting missions, or leaving an inheritance, it's about multiplying blessings. Studies show financial literacy correlates with generational stability.
So it's less about the size of your estate and more about the values you pass on. Any practical steps for listeners wanting to start building a legacy today?
Start small. Talk openly about money with your family, document your giving goals, and mentor someone in financial wisdom. A legacy starts with today's choices.